Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg recently pushed back on so-called masculinity influencer Andrew Tate. Fun. So, look, the right wing has this weird fixation on hypermasculinity, which I think is the least masculine thing when you have to focus and proclaim how masculine you are. Weird. Super, super weird, right? And it's led to strange things like, testicle tanning.
Testicles.
But literally burning off your balls to prove how manly you are, or some weird thing. It's bizarre. Now, Andrew Tate is one of those people who apparently tries to teach young men how to be manly and successful by taking their money. That's right. Yeah. So now on Twitter, he decided that he was going to challenge Greta Thunberg and get her comments on the carbon emissions of his cars. So now, look, he made a lot of money screwing people over, screwing over young men, okay, that he was able to buy a lot of cars. And so he goes and he starts flexing. He starts bragging. He says, I have 33 cars, and goes on to list whatever specifications of these cars. I don't really care. And then says to Greta, please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. There ain't nothing enormous on you, Andrew. She responded with, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. Nice. Very, very nice.
Tallywhacker.
Okay. Well done. Well done. So look, it's just a simple own, but I enjoy it. Look, here's the thing about Tate. Okay. The guy's always trying to flex his wealth. And that's how he suckered young men into funding his extravagant lifestyle with this so-called Hustlers University. And so, again, figuring out how to scam young men into giving him money by saying that if you pay him $50 that to take his courses on, how to be rich, you'll be rich. And so, for me, I've always been one of those people that when somebody says, all you have to do is just give me money and then you'll get rich, alarm bells. Okay, red alert. Red alert. Like, that seems like a scam. And it turns out it's a scam. Now, it's not necessarily a pyramid scheme, but it is a scam. You're saying that I'm going to get rich by giving you money? No, how about you, bitch, you give me money. Then I'll be rich. So, look, you're out $50 if you go to this whatever online university to hear garbage about how, that will, it's basically garbage advice that will A, not make you any money, and B, make women hate you. Because he says some of the most misogynistic garbage that you've ever heard. It's not going to get you laid. He thinks that women belong in the home, shouldn't be allowed to drive, and are nothing more than a man's property, which sounds a lot like Saudi Arabia. Just saying. Now, the only reason, though, that Tate went viral and started making money in the first place is because his followers were told to game the social media algorithm with controversial videos. So, in a way, he played TikTok mainly, but also other social media sites' algorithms, which I mentioned in another story is all about the most controversial, content that you can get out there. And he gamed it to give massive following, massive amounts of views, massive amounts of revenue as a result. And so the reason that I point that out about Tate is, well, look at his contribution to society. Nothing but just disgusting negativity. Then you look and contrast it with what Greta Thunberg's trying to do, which is to try to, save humanity from the ravages of climate change. Now, you ask me, who I think has a more positive or is trying to have a more positive impact on the world, well, I think the answer would be obvious: Greta. Now, the thing is, who's more successful in this world? So far, unfortunately, it's Andrew Tate. And so it kind of really makes you look at how the worst kind of people in our system, in our society, are rewarded with fame, fortune, money, cars, what have you. And how if you're trying to do the right thing, you are not rewarded at all. Now, that said, I mean, Greta Thunberg has been, gotten a lot of attention for her activism, which is wonderful, right? But along with that, a lot of negative things and absolutely no action on the thing that she actually cares about, which is the climate, trying to have a sustainable world for the rest of us to live in. And yet she gets, constant threats, death threats, rape threats, just nonstop, abuse from people like Tate. And not just Tate himself, but followers of Tate who probably post just some of the worst stuff in the world. And you look at that incentive structure in our society, and you can't help but notice and realize there's something so incredibly messed up here.